Hello, yes, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you can hear my voice and also see my screen clearly. Today is 6th of October. So today, basically, I just wanted to look at an indicator. It's almost similar to the webinar which we did previously. We'll be looking at the envelopes indicator. So the envelopes indicator is just it's just a normal indicator. The only difference is that we'll use it now in a different way. It's a trend indicator. We're going to use it in a way that's not the same way we use it normally. Just a second. I will put on my screen when yes, just a second. So once you're able to see my full screen, you let me know. Okay, we have it now. I hope you can see my full screen now. Okay, so to add the envelopes indicator, at the top left hand side here, there is the insert button menu. You go to indicators and then you scroll down to trend indicators, and then inside this list there is the envelope. You click it and then you'll find this button here. So by default, this indicator comes with a period of 14. That's the number of candles back, and then it has a deviation of 0.1, and then it uses the method for simple, and then it's applied to the closing price. Then it has two lines, which is the upper line and then the lower band. So if you touch it like this is what you'll see. So I'll make it a bit big so that we are able to see clearly the two lines which I'm referring to. Okay, these are the two lines. So just a second. So as I was saying, we do have a very good this how the indicator looks normally. This is how the indicator looks. This is how the indicator looks. So if you're using the indicator based on the default settings, then you may likely not get it correct. If you're using it just based on the default settings, then you will not get everything correct almost all the time, because using the default settings is the most riskiest thing to be doing. Like, I'm not saying it's bad to stick yourself to the default settings, but the problem is this, that the default settings were designed for something else which you yourself may not be able to understand. So you must find a way of making the settings to be your own. That is you backtest to suit your own trading style. Okay, so we do have this. You'll double click this and then you make this to 200. This is the period which I normally use for it if I want to use it, and then it's just simple, and then I apply to close, and then I move to a lesser time frame like 15 minutes or 5 minutes chart. Then I increase the deviation for it. So the deviation I can increase sometimes to 0.63 or 0.21 or 0.56. So this is how on my side, this is how it looks. So you remember what I said previously? I actually mentioned this was based on the Bollinger Bands, that we are only interested in trading when the price touches either the upper band or the lower band. This means you'll not be having several trades, yes, but when you do have trades, you'll have very meaningful trades. Like the idea is to trade when the price touches either the upper band or the lower band. So like in this case here, we had the price touch the upper band, then instantly it closed down. It went down, touched the upper band, it went up it went up slightly, but could not continue any higher before eventually it continued down. Then here it touched the lower band, you can see there's an active uptrend. The same thing happened. It touched the upper band, it continued down the lower band, somehow it broke. So this is the case where you could have lost, but you can see that if you are that person who understands the element of martingale, then maybe you could have entered a buy here with some volume of 0.01 maybe, and then you could have added a position here with 0.01, then maybe you could have added another position here with 0.01. So all that could have ended up in money. We have another one here. There is a buy here, and then there's a failed trade. This was a buy which actually went into a loss because the price did not head anywhere. We had a buy here which went successfully. We had a buy which went successfully. We had a buy here, it went successfully. We had a sell around this point, it actually went successfully. Then there's a sell here. If you're using martingale, you could have taken a sell here. Then when the price crosses below and crosses again above, you could have taken a sell here. All that could have ended in money. Then we had a buy here, we had a buy here, and we had a buy here. Then you can see along this uptrend, we do have some sell, we do have some sell. So if you are actually using martingale, then you could have entered some trades here which actually ended up in money, because you don't enter the same volume. The first time the volume is 0.01. If the price moves even higher, the volume is 0.02. So if all of them cumulatively gives you some money, you step out of all of them. So as I was saying, we did have some buy here, we did have some buy here, and then we do have a buy here. Then there is a sell here. You can see that after this the price went straight to the lower side. We had some sell here, the price went straight to the lower side. Then after this the price went, it didn't move up as we wanted it, so we could have taken a buy here, a buy there, that's a failed buy. Then maybe we could have added a position here. Then we had a buy, a sell here. So you can see basically that the price is actually using this lower band and the upper bands for good entries. Does that make sense? So while this is a good place to buy from, this is a good place to buy from, this is a good place to buy from. So while this is a good place to buy from, a good place to buy from, a good place to buy from, and a good place to buy from, this is a good place where you could have taken a buy from. So we have another signal here, we have a buy here, we have a buy here, and we have a buy here. Then there is a sell here, we do have a sell, we do have a sell, and then there is a buy, and then a sell, and then a sell. Then there is another buy here. So most likely you're asking me if you have to wait, do you have to wait for this long for you to see just a single trade? Okay, the answer is very simple. You don't have to wait for this long because there are several symbols here which you could trade. We do have a lot of symbols here where the same principle applies. So while you'll be looking for a trade on EURUSD, just don't forget to look at the others, because this EURUSD may give you one trade in a week or two trades in a week, but if you are looking at all these symbols, or maybe all the major symbols, then maybe in a week you'd get more than 5 trades or more than 6 trades. And as I always mention, you don't need many trades as such, you just need few meaningful trades. So if this shows you a buy and you buy it, while this is continuing, look for a trade also on the others. Don't just keep quiet. So wait for price to be touching these levels, like to be touching the upper bands for the other symbols. The same thing should be happening almost all the sides. So when that happens, then you now trigger trades on several charts simultaneously. Does that make sense whatever I'm saying? Does it make sense whatever I'm trying to explain as we're speaking now? Alright, so this is one way you can get it right, because if you're just using the default settings to trade using the envelopes, you are not going to get exactly what you are looking for. Area. When the price is touching the upper band here, this becomes an overbought area, which means it's an area